I was birthing.
What? You'll see when we
we've not seen that episode.
No,
yet,
it's not out yet, is it?
No, we were off in morning sickness. Twins.
Use Paulie.
No, I'm an amateur astronomer. That's what I was.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And the moon was in some kind of ascendancy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a big word for silence. What was it?
Ascendancy.
Flipping it.
Yeah.
12th house.
Yeah.
Adam Anwar's with us this week.
What's happening, boys? Let's go.
I like that. That was urban.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's not our usual vibe, but I like it.
Yeah. I'm adding dimensions for you today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite like it.
Cool.
Yeah. It's a bit Top Boy.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's
I liked
Top
it.
Boy?
We've not seen Top Boy.
No.
Oh, mate, it's quality.
Yeah, Top Boy is good. It
Yeah.
is good, but you do start talking like them. Like, I don't
100%.
talk like them, but because they have like, get the food in it and all this stuff, and it's
And
like,
I'm always saying that.
yeah, that's true. Nobody like it so much.
Like, they're always on about peas and food and that, innit? You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah.
What type of peas?
Oh, we're not going into that. We're not doing that
Have you
again.
ever had Marrow Fat peas?
Oh, stop.
I've not.
No, he's never heard of them.
I hadn't. No. I mean, what a shock! I don't like veg.
Yeah. We're not going down that rabbit hole again.
It
We're just
wasn't a
not.
rabbit hole. I think it was an interesting dietary sort of.
Yeah.
Adam hasn't even introduced himself yet.
Oh,
No.
sorry. Go on.
Am I supposed to introduce myself? I thought you would.
No, we're good.
well,
we're
you
good.
know.
We've
Yeah.
introduced you. Why
Yeah.
not?
All right.
Yeah, that's fine. I
Okay.
think that's good.
So, Adam, how did you get into comedy?
How did I get into comedy? Comedy, long story, really. Basically, what happened was I was doing a best man speech for one of
Okay.
my mates from uni, and then
In German or?
am I German?
No, were you in Munich doing it, did you say?
In uni?
Oh, I didn't hear you. I thought you said in Munich. I was like, that's...
No. And I was in university,
Okay.
and
smashing.
my mate from uni.
Yeah.
He asked me
So
to.
he was German.
No. He asked me to do his best man speech, and like, what's it called? I thought, do you know what? I don't want to let him down. I want to try an open mic night before it. But typical, like, comics as we all are, proper lazy. I didn't get around to it. But the best man speech went well. I did a few like ad libs and callbacks and stuff like that, and like it went really well. Got a load of laughs, and I thought, do you know what? I should give this up. And people have said it for years, but you know, if people say it to you, like when you're going up, you feel like they're taking the piss, don't they? You feel like, oh, you should be a comedian, and they're kind of saying it half true, but they're also half taking the mick. So you don't take them seriously. Then when I finally tried it, I enjoyed it, so I kept going.
Yeah. That's mint.
You've both been to Nottingham this week, haven't you? Did the Nottingham
We went
Comedy
in the
Festival.
same car.
We did. We went in the same car. Mike's show was on first, then
Yeah.
mine. Yeah.
How was it?
His was better than mine.
You think so?
Yeah, I didn't watch yours.
That's true. You didn't watch mine.
No, you had a bigger audience, but I enjoyed doing it.
Yeah.
It was an experience, and like trying to flyer in Nottingham was fun.
You say fun.
Yeah.
Depressing is the right term to use, to be honest with you. You're trying to get people into the building. You know you've got a quality product on your hands. When I say quality products, I mean like something that they're going to enjoy.
Yeah.
For £6, which we were both charging,
Yeah.
you know you're going to give them value for money for the £6, and whatever else they're doing tonight, you're probably going to be better than that. Whatever you're sitting on watching Netflix, getting a takeaway, whatever. But just no one, because you're approaching them in the street, that thing automatically, they're not interested. It doesn't matter what. I don't know if you've seen the thing on TikTok. There's a guy. He's like a gold dealer in New York. And he'll approach people on the street going, do you want a free bit of gold? And he'll have like a big slab of gold or silver. Yeah. And they'll just be like, no one walk past him. And it'll take like 20 times for someone to finally stop and go, yeah, I'll have it. And he's giving away something that's worth like, thousands.
Yeah.
And people just not interested because that dynamic of someone approaching them in the street is always like, for them, it's a negative experience.
Well, it's always threatening, isn't it?
It's always something that's going to make me sad. Do you want to, like...
Well, that's my
show.
show, yeah.
No, but like when you're like generally walking through town, it's usually people like, oh, do you want to come and sponsor these sick kids?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I have
know
a
what I
right
mean?
job trying to sell me mixtapes.
Your mixtapes.
Yeah.
Yeah?
You know, in this precinct.
Yeah. I wonder why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MC Fish Wizard.
Yeah. But that's what I think. So when like someone comes up to you with a flyer, you've already got it in your head that it's someone going to ask you to sponsor a panda or
100%.
do you know what I mean?
How would you get around that though? How can you engage people? Because I suppose if you can do
Pick
that,
something
then,
about them. Like if I was approaching Adam, I'd be like, guy in the sharp hat, you look like you like to laugh.
Yeah.
And then you've sort of got them.
You have to kind of... So I don't have the 100% answer, but in my mind, it's you have to break the social dynamic so it's something else rather than I'm approaching you with something to sell you. You have to approach them with something else. So I remember when I was in Edinburgh, I went with the mentality of, I know people are flyering, I know they're getting paid for it, it's a tough job, people are ignoring them. I'm going to take every flyer. I lasted half a day. Half a day, and I thought, I just can't keep doing it. Because every time you do it, you slow down 10 seconds, they want to ask you a question, then you feel rude. I don't want to not answer the question. Oh, where are you off to now? Do you want to come in now? Oh no, I've just got somewhere to be. And then you're just giving the generic excuse everyone gives. And I went with the mentality of trying to do it, so I can only imagine what the regular person's like. Was
this your first solo show?
That was my first time I've sold tickets to a solo show, Yeah.
What did it feel like? Was it a different sort of vibe going on there, knowing like, right, I'm here, I've got an hour, 45 minutes, whatever you was doing, and just...
so
like just going on a mixed bill, doing a normal set?
The biggest difference was the anxiety beforehand of, I hope I get people through the door. Because like for the first 2 months, I sold 2 tickets for the first 2 months. And I was like, oh my day, like I'm going to turn up there. I'm spending X amount on the travel. I was planning on getting a hotel until Mike said Jack would give me a lift. So I was going to be losing like over 100 quid for the sake of selling 2 tickets. That doesn't even cover my registration fee. So my anxiety in terms of like selling tickets was high. And then as it got closer, it just started to go up like every couple of days, 2 more, 4 more, 3 more. And then like once that had gone, then it was be on there on the night. I hope everyone turns up. 2 people bought tickets who didn't turn up. Everyone else turned up. So once they were there in the room, I was like a bit more comfortable. And then once, so Jack Miller stuck around to bring me on stage. Once he brought me on stage, I was just comfy. Then the biggest anxiety then was just trying to remember the order of everything. Because I know all the jokes, it's just, how do you remember a 45-minute speech basically in the right order? It's like, so...
Sometimes I forget and when I'm doing 10.
Do you know
what I mean? Like your words just go out your head. So to stand and do 45 minutes.
I think adrenaline as well, that's the biggest thing, isn't it? If you're buzzing or you're thinking, that's when you tend to... And then if you go off on a little tangent somewhere, try to get back to where you were. That's I think it's good. The other thing as well, you're bearing your soul a little bit, saying, look, I'm selling tickets to come and see me. It's an instant sort of thing. If you walk out and there's no one there, it's like, shit, you know, how do you deal with that? So,
it feels a little bit like, not make or break exactly, but it's a bit like testing your metal a little bit. Like, you want to make this into your full-time job, you want to make this into the industry that you go into, you have to be able to sell tickets off your own name. And if you can only sell 2, like, so be it, like, it was Nottingham. I'd never gigged there before until the weekend before. Then you're a bit like, oh, like, because you were going through the same anxieties, I'm sure.
No, absolutely. And we sold 8.
But you still sold 8 eventually, so like that, it at least validates you a little bit to be like, okay, I'm not like a complete, because we all think we're a bit of a lunatic sometimes. We're like,
massively.
Am I as good as I think I am? Like, am I just like deluded and think, oh, people are going to come and see me and listen to me speak for 45 minutes?
It's difficult though because the other thing as well is, how do you get a comedy audience? That's the other thing, innit? So if you're just getting random people off the street, they might not like comedy, or they might not want to, they don't know what it's about. They've not been to live comedy before, and I think that's a difficult thing as well. I mean, like, you sort of can target, like, if you could wait outside like a funeral parlour, couldn't you? If it was like sad things, or but how would you select comedy people? You know what I mean?
You guys look really sad. You could really use a laugh.
If you're doing a talk on funerals, you know what I mean, or something like that.
But they're expensive, aren't they? Funerals, and then you've got to try and flog them a £6 ticket.
There you go. They've already spunked out.
They've already spunked it out all over the. Oh, that sounded wrong, didn't it? They've already spunked it out
weirdly
all
enough.
over the coffin.
But you can hope that they're a bit flush because they'll have been left some money. So that's
the dividend doesn't usually come through
where
initially.
Where would you find people to watch comedy? You know what I mean?
Well, I was going to say, you're Adam, you're the perfect sort of example of that new sort of wave of comics. You've got a really big online presence. Like, you do your videos and stuff like that, and you do your little skits and stuff online. I think that's the way you've got to kind of go with it now to get your name out there, haven't you? You've kind of got to be...
So there's 2 main ways to make it in comedy, isn't there? There's the industry route. You can like try and get spotted by the BBC and then try and go that way. Like, look at someone like Dan Tiernan. He doesn't really need to put much online himself. Because he did great with BBC, he did great. He won British Comedian of the Year as well. And then obviously he's getting all these TV spots. They're the ones putting his great content on there because he's a fantastic comic. They're the ones doing all the work. They're put in terms of putting it online. So he doesn't have to do all the editing and stuff like that. So there's that traditional route. But then if you're not, because only so many people can get that opportunity, especially as a new comic. Everyone else, we're all kind of fighting for people's attentions. And that the easiest way to do it is online.
Because the other way as well, that that you used to do is you used to run your own gigs so you could get more stage time basically because you could MC it or whatever. So that was another sort of route to it. But it's getting the people in still. Then because I used to run a gig years ago and it's flying. Once it's been running for a bit, it's okay because you get people coming back. But the initial thing of that was dead difficult to get people in because everyone just looks at you like nah, mate, you're right.
Even when you're offering them a free gig, even when they're out already with their mates, they're walking past. It's even hard to get those people in and be like, listen, there's free comedy because. In their mind, they're thinking, well, it must be shit because why else are they giving it away for free and why are they approaching me in the street to give it away? It can't be that. I remember being in New York like maybe 8 years ago and like on Times Square, they target tourists and they're like, oh, there's a comedy show on tonight. And I remember being like, that can't be any good, that. So I've experienced it from the other side as well. This is before I was in comedy myself.
And I think the other thing as well is if you're not actually into comedy, you think you're funny anyway, so you think, oh, I'll be shit because I'm dead funny. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
When we were flying, did you see the massive group that I targeted at one point?
Possibly.
Yeah, I saw a massive group of people and I was like, definitely going to try and get these in.
Yeah.
Every single one of them was a smackhead.
Right.
They're like, I came up to me and I was like, hi guys! And they were like, have you got any change? And I was like, you can have this leaflet. I don't think you've got £6 between you.
Well, that's where it crosses into a different conversation then because where does it go from getting people in to getting people in who you don't want in?
Yeah.
So like I did a gig in Bolton Thursday this week, and a third of the audience, you mentioned before, standing outside a funeral place, they'd just been to a funeral of like one of the lady's dads.
Oh, bloody hell.
And like some of the comics who were on, I'll be honest, I even misstepped myself when talking to them, trying to engage them, but like everyone was just like overstepping the boundary and sometimes to a more extreme, like I'm not going to say the name, but one person said like, who died, anyone good? And like,
which is pretty funny in itself, but not in that context.
It's funny to the other comics. But can you imagine you've just been to your dad's funeral?
But
and
why
some
would you
guy
go
on
to watch comedy when you know what I mean?
Well, what it was is I think they'd just gone for the wake at this pub. They'd not gone to watch comedy.
Right,
they just happened to be there.
And then comedy was on.
And then comedy was on. And they don't want like
gig that in it then.
Because although like it's a week, they don't want the night to end because they're
No.
together. Because once they separate off, they're all just going back to their own places, like with their
New thoughts, yeah.
exactly.
Like wakes for me are one of the best nights out you'll ever have.
Yeah.
Like I know that sounds really depressing, but going back to a wake after a few, because the funeral bit dead sad, everyone's dead sad. But then you go back to the wake and everyone's having a drink and a pork pie and well, that's it.
I mean,
just a pork pie.
Not my funerals because I'm a Muslim, so there's no pork pies or drinks. But I know what you're saying. Yeah.
But like,
you didn't think that one through, did you?
everyone's starting to talk then about funny memories that they've got of the people and things that they loved about the person, and that the atmosphere is usually it lifts and it's usually pretty good, isn't it?
And as macabre as it is to say, it's a great bonding experience because it might be people that you separated off from over the years, and then you go, oh no, we share this thing together. It might be your cousin or your uncle or whatever. You go, we share this thing, we share these memories.
Absolutely.
It's quality. I love a good wake.
I wouldn't have it at a comedy club though.
No.
I mean, to be honest, I'm used to dying now. So. But,
I had Tommy crash his wakes just for a good night out.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Only for the buffet.
100% crash a wake.
You made me laugh before, by the way, saying like spunked it up against the wall on the coffin.
Yeah.
Because I went past a funeral the other day, and I know you're not supposed to laugh.
At a funeral?
Yeah.
No.
But the name in the flowers was Como.
Oh, was it?
Como?
Yeah, C-U-double-M-O.
R.I.P. Come on.
It's lucky what a name it. You wouldn't have been able to see him, would you? It'd be Camo.
Como? That's got to be a nickname.
Yeah, I assume his name was Cummings or something.
I would assume Cummings, I got in trouble at my granddad's funeral actually with my brother because my mum spent like a decent amount of my granddad's money on his funeral because obviously it was his money. We didn't like, we're not that kind of family to be fighting over granddad's money.
Yeah.
And I just made a joke to my sister like, if granddad was alive now, he'd be fuming because like, we've just spent thousands of pounds on these stupid horses to come and like take him, and my brother was so upset.
Yeah,
he just like turns and he's like, "It's not the time for." This is before comedy as well. That was another one of those like, maybe I'm a comedian. Like.
Well, to me, that's the perfect time for jokes. That's how I would. That's how I get over anything sad or anything like that.
I think grief's a funny thing, though, isn't it?
Just make fun of everything.
No, there was, like when my granddad died, I think it's probably the worst time of my life. But there was still funny moments.
100%.
Like at the funeral, our Auntie Edna came and said hello to me and my sisters. And she's like, good to see you. You've all grown up really well. And we went, you were at the house the other day, Auntie Edna. And then we're like watching a car go past in the distance with our Auntie Edna in it. We're going, who the fuck's this then? Just some woman who turned up to the funeral. Still don't know who she was.
When my granddad died, we was all sort of like at the... Well, in fact, it was just before he died. We was all at the hospice. He was about to die. It was like one of the saddest moments. And my granddad's brother turned up, and you expect him to be like dead sad and stuff like that. And he just walked over to me and went, "I've not seen you in ages. What do you weigh now?" "What do you weigh now?" And I was like, and his daughter's like, "Will you shut up? You can't say that." And I'm like, no, leave it. That is so much better than what I'm thinking about now.
Yeah, 100%.
Just say whatever the fuck. Yeah, it's...
In our family, that's our Auntie Mary. She'll turn up and go, "You working yet?"
Right now? You think I'm a funeral director?
No, like I was...
pallbearer.
Last funeral, I was 12.
Wow.
Yeah. So, you working yet?
Probably not at 12. Yeah, yeah, I've just got a job for Apple.
An iPhones together.
And she didn't like our Auntie Edna because her husband was too prosperous for her, is what she said.
Explain.
Uncle Jackie looked a bit posh compared to Auntie Edna.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
as if having...
Was he married to Edna?
Yeah, that was her husband.
So he left her looking like a scruff?
Yeah.
Why he swanned round in the Armani?
They were just two old people to me. Just the Auntie Mary's a bit...
benefits him.
Yeah. Auntie Mary's a bit judgmental.
Accent then?
Yeah, it was class, that, wasn't it?
Yeah, we wouldn't call it benefits.
No.
Dole, rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
It's alright.
Didn't get your colloquialisms there, did I?
Probably haven't filtered down to St. Helens that yet. Though.
No, not yet.
We'll get it in a few years.
Yeah. Still waiting on the lecky, aren't you?
Yeah.
One thing I didn't mention before, and Mike, he needs to give himself more credit, because at his gig from when we were talking about in Nottingham before, they sold 8 tickets, but one person specifically went and saw him 2 weeks before.
Yeah,
I thought Mike was so good. He came back again to see the same joke.
That's quality, that
Which
is.
is like...
That's quality, mate.
That was nice, that. He saw me in, like, that gig we went to. I don't know why I'm pointing, because you don't know. But,
the one in Nottingham?
Yeah, he came off the back of that, and I was, like, really touched by that.
You smashed that gig, though.
Thank you.
Yeah. You smashed that gig.
I had a good time with that. I was nervous.
Yeah.
And I made the mistake of... I thought I'd met the same promoter, because I've only met Ian, the guy, once before.
Yeah.
Was running the other gig I went to in Nottingham, and I went up to this guy and went, "All right, Ian, good to see you again." It wasn't him. And he didn't correct me.
Did he not?
So you just carried on
that's
with
good then, because he
Yeah.
must have been alright.
To be fair though, that's proper showbiz though, isn't it? That's proper showbiz.
Yeah.
So there's like a comic who is reasonably well known. You guys might not know him though, because I only know him because of the football team that he supports. Again, I won't say because it would give it away, because he's done like stuff regarding it. But like, I bumped into him in Edinburgh, and I was like, "Oh," and I said his name because I've seen him like for years.
Yeah.
And he looks and he goes, "Oh, how are you? It's been ages." And I was with this female comic who'd just been running the gig, Lydia Hurst, and like after we had a bit of a chat, and then afterwards I brought it up and I said, "Do you remember when he said, 'Oh, how are you?'" Never met him before. Like he just, but it's just so showbiz, isn't it? They're just so used to like not recognizing faces.
Yeah.
So like, "Oh yeah, you." Yeah.
It's awful though when you do recognise people, but you're not sure, and they'll talk to you, and you look.
Yeah, yours
and
is
you
different, though. Yours is Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Yours is early onset.
Early onset thing. Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah.
It's not that early.
No.
How old are you?
52.
You're not 52.
Yeah,
He's well preserved, isn't he?
Are you actually 52?
Yeah, actually, yeah. 1972 was born. I went decimal. It was a Friday and raining.
Friday and raining.
They drink the blood of the young round here. That's how they say. That's how they
He's a
say
granddad.
fucking
Twice.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Good.
young.
Yeah, it's impressive.
What made you get into comedy? I'm guessing you've talked about it before, but I'm interested now. Midlife crisis?
I was into comedy 20 odd years ago at first, and we went to, I think it might have been Tenerife or somewhere on holiday, but it was when package holidays were new, because it was like years ago sort of thing. We paid to go on a tour, and you got free booze and go and watch comedy in this Coliseum, and it was just like paper mache sort of thing. It was like, so we get there.
I was going to say you wouldn't see a Roman Coliseum in Tenerife.
And well, we were quite well travelled, weren't we? And anyway, basically the guy that was on was dead funny. We were watching, but I'd never seen comedy before. But I was always like dicking about and everything. Yeah. But I didn't realise you weren't meant to heckle and stuff.
Right,
and I thought that's what you did. And then it was different sort of rules. We weren't, you know what I mean? I don't know, a little bit. So I was giving this lad loads of shit, and he was giving it me, but it worked dead well because it was like we were having a crap with it, like not being a dick with it, but trying to be funny sort of thing. And at the end of it, he come over and I thought he was going to twat us. And he went, "Oh, that was great. How long you here for?" And we're like, "Oh, we've got another week." And he went, "Oh, come back next week. We'll buy you a beer and all that." So he wanted me to come back and heckle with him. And that's basically, he said, "Oh, do you do comedy?" I went, "No." And he went, "Oh." He said, "Well, you should think about it," sort of thing. Not like that, but chatting away. And when I got back, I went, I said to him, "I'm going to go." And we went to Frog and Bucket, and he used to have like a Monday night. It wasn't Beat the Frog, it was just like
open mic,
like an open mic. And we were just waiting and signed up, and basically that was it. That was my first gig. A second gig I did with.
Do you remember who the comic was?
That's what I was going to ask you.
No, I can't. It was like an old boy. It was like a proper batlard and like sort of Bernard Manning era comedian. It wasn't like, you know what I mean? Because it was, I don't know. I remember all like, you know, new wave comedy coming in, as they call it then, and stuff. So it was all
talkies.
It was all a little bit different, but so no, I wish I could remember actually, because he was dead nice. You know, we had a good laugh with him. And then and the second gig I did with Alan Carr, because he was at uni in Manchester.
Alan Carr?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking Jimmy Carr. Yeah, Alan Carr. Cool.
Yeah. So, and then but it was good times then. And I think at the same time I think I spoke about this on the show before. It was I can't remember his name. John Bishop. Yeah. He started about the same time as us, and look at us now, you know.
Yeah. You both come so far.
Yeah. But it's good. That's how I basically got into it, and then got involved with the Comedy Balloon,
right,
in Manchester, and then we did that, and then we did like a world record thing with that. I think we had in the end we got 150 comedians on one stage in one night.
Right, okay.
Dance House Theatre, and that was dead good. I think Jace from the Balloon will got on soon, haven't we?
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a chat about that there then. So I don't want to say too much, but yeah. And then because we're going every week there, you got loads of stage time, and then started doing different things. It was never very good, but you know, I used to travel around a bit and all that, and did some quite good gigs and that. But again, it was different times then. There wasn't as many people doing comedy.
Yeah.
Like now, coming back now, everyone, you know, there's millions of people. Everyone's trying dead hard to make it, and it is like, whereas you just used to turn up and go up and do, and it was more mates having a laugh. I mean, there was serious people, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it was just different. It sort of progressed.
I remember hearing a story of Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah.
His dad, Freddie Prinze, he went on at the Comedy Store in LA in the days when no one was doing comedy, and it was like his third gig. Someone saw him and went, "Do you want to be on TV tomorrow?" And like these were the days where there's like 3 TV channels in America and then local channels. So he got on like nationwide television after 3 gigs and made a career of it. And then obviously his son got all the benefits of all the celebrity that his dad knew.
Yeah. That's amazing, that though.
Yeah.
It does seem the path to TV is easier in America, from what I can see.
Do you think there's more of it?
Yeah. It seems, based on Netflix, to give anyone a special.
You can apply though, can't you, with Netflix? Anyone can do a special for Netflix. It's just if it gets picked up. There's like rules on what camera it's got to be filmed in and stuff like that. And then I think basically, but it's if it doesn't sell, obviously it's going to cost you loads of money because it's quite a high production value and it's a risk in it. But, but like that was what was that big one? That Squid Games. That's what that was. It was an independent thing you put forward. And it just caught on, didn't it? And done good. Like
no, I've never seen that.
It's quite good.
It's good, yeah.
Can't watch it with subtitles and dubbing. Dubbing, sorry.
I just watched it with the dubbing, to be fair. Yeah, because
you're allergic to shellfish, so aren't you?
I am.
Yeah,
that'll probably be.
Yeah.
Can't read.
Well, you can't.
No,
me.
I meant you. Yeah.
Well, I tried to watch it with the dubbing, and it just reminded me of them, them old kung fu movies.
Yeah.
Really badly dubbed and stuff.
Bother me,
it fucking annoys me, that.
Does it?
Yeah, it's like the first couple of episodes we did.
I've worked that out now.
I wondered why you got Japanese actors in.
Yeah. It was cheap.
What? We went to the same university, didn't you? Did you do sport?
No, I did film and television.
Did you have to watch The Killer as part of your
I don't remember. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't a good student, so I didn't really do much.
It's a Chow Yun-fat film where he plays an assassin.
Right.
And he actually...
Sorry. That's just a funny fucking name.
Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah.
He accidentally blinds this woman, so he's like, I can't be a killer anymore.
Do you know what she needed? Them stab-proof glasses.
He decides he's going to do one last big score to get an operation on her eyes, and it all goes a bit tits up, but he showed us the dub rather than the subs, and he ends up working with this copper to bring down the syndicate, and they don't tell the blind woman that he's a copper and he's a hitman.
Yeah.
So they just tell each other they're old school friends, and their names are Mickey Mouse and Fishhead. But there's a bit where they're torturing someone, like Mr. Big Gangster's torturing someone, and they kick shit out of him for about 10 minutes, and he just goes, "You're pretty tough." And then when one of them dies, like the fella's shrieking, "Mickey Mouse!" We were crying, laughing. We got told off.
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse and Fishhead.
Mickey the Mouse you could have. That'd be a better gangster name, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like Jack the Hat, Mickey the Mouse.
But the poetic irony of the film is Chow Yun-fat ends up blinded as well. And he's crawling at the end towards his blind girlfriend, and they crawl past each other.
Like Rick Martel in WrestleMania 7, where they got the blindfold match.
Exactly like that.
Yeah. That's a probably niche wrestling reference for anyone out there who watches wrestling.
And if you ever watched the uncut version of that, Jake exposes it. Because
Does he?
He shows that he can see in the first couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Well, you're probably looking at John Cena.
There you go.
That is a fucking awkward reference, but a good one.
Yeah. I don't know wrestling references.
He goes, "You can't see me."
Does he?
He does that.
Yeah, you don't know that? Come on, that's like pop culture now, that reference. It's beyond wrestling.
No.
Have you heard of The Undertaker?
Yeah.
There we go.
Right.
So I would say that's quite a similar level of popularity now.
I'd say.
I've seen one when I was trying to sell comedy tickets.
What's that?
I've seen one when I was trying to sell comedy tickets.
Just putting Como in the ground.
Yeah. Mike, what's your plans now? Now you've done that show.
That's an interesting question. I want to try and do a solo show.
Yeah.
I've got Leicester booked in. I've just got to pay for it, which is the issue.
Is that solo, yeah?
Yeah. It's called Up and Crumbling on the 10th of February.
I'll be honest with you guys, a little peek behind the curtain. I've been working on Mike in the background to get him to change that name.
Really?
Remember, I said I just... Yeah. Only because I think it's a decent name, but I feel like I've given him an idea and a concept, which I think just with the name will sell a few tickets. So like just the name of the show alone, because I feel like with my show title UKIP's Nightmare, I feel like that sells a few tickets just with the show title. If you're looking on a thing and it says like UKIP's Nightmare, or let's just say Adam Does Jokes,
UKIP's Nightmare, I'm going for it.
you're gonna go for that one, aren't you? So like I feel the show titles like when you're in the position where we're in, where we're not filling rooms at the moment,
true.
if we can sell a few extra tickets by just changing the name.
Yeah.
So I had that convo with him. Like Up and Crumbling, I think is a good name.
Is it about apple pie?
I just stole it. It's an EP by a band called the Gin Blossoms, and I just liked it.
Yeah, because it is a nice name.
Yeah.
What suggestion did you have for him?
I don't.
Just say, I don't mind.
So Hagrid's lost.
Why?
Because because he looks at Harry Potter. No, because Harry Potter fans will see that and they'll go, do you know, like they will think maybe it's a Harry Potter themed show.
Yeah.
Oh, give that a go.
Yeah.
And I just like, because he's already got a few Harry Potter references within the set anyway. So I think it's enough that they'll go and not be disappointed that it's not a full Harry, because it's Hagrid's lost. It's not like Hagrid. It's not something like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like just, but if you could do something like that.
What would you have, Joe? If you let's say you was doing your first solo show, what would you call it? How the fuck do you spell that? I mean, it's perfect for you.
Double H, and then you're thinking of a sponsorship for the phone company.
Yeah, nice.
Tormund.
Yeah, Tormund's lost. I don't know. I'd have to have a think.
Yeah.
I agree totally that if you've got to have something a little bit I hate that word edgy, but you've got to have something that piques people's
It just needs to be catchy, that's all. It doesn't need to be edgy. Like because Hagrid's Lost isn't an edgy title.
No,
It's a very safe title.
Yeah.
But it just catches your attention. Like, I loved Harry Potter when I was a kid. Let's say I was going to the festival
Still do.
and I saw that, I might be like, oh, I wonder what this is about. I'll give it a bash.
100%.
I think that's it as well. And I suppose if you're looking down a thing, you look to stuff you can relate to, don't you? So if that title's relatable, you go, oh, it's like I sort of put it to. If I don't gamble, me, but if you ever look at horse racing names, like you might do the Grand National,
exactly.
you just pick the best name of the horse, don't you? That I'm going for that, clippity cloppity or whatever.
I know if I was you, I'd call it Ginger Fish Wizard.
But that has to be the name of your solo show.
Yeah. That's the actual name of my first album.
Ginger Fish Wizard has got to be the name of it.
About 2 people will get it, but it doesn't matter.
Because especially when I was in Edinburgh, this is where it got me really starting about this kind of thing, because there's so much there.
Yeah.
And you've only, I didn't watch a single show while I was there.
Really?
Because I was picking up spots. But it just shows how busy you can get really quickly. And then compare that to the punter. They've got so much to choose from. You
need something, yeah.
Why should they come and see me? Why?
Yeah.
They don't know who I am. If my show title was Adam Does Jokes, so what? Everyone else is doing jokes. What have you got to offer me? Okay, UKIP's Nightmare. The left is going to be going, okay, that's a little bit interesting, that. I wonder what this is about.
I'd go for that because it sounds like this is going to be a controversial show.
Yeah.
He's going to say some shit in this.
So, I find it a way to separate myself. When, again, we were talking about that thing before, I'll just sell it to people in the streets. It's really difficult.
Yeah.
When you're on a piece of paper, it's even worse. It's even harder because, they're looking through the brochure. Remember the Nottingham Comedy Festival brochure? On one page, there's 32 different shows just like that right in front of you.
Yeah.
How are you going to separate off? Which one do I go and see?
Yeah.
Need something to separate you off.
Yeah.
So you stand out.
I suppose it's
a fair point.
YouTube's in it, where you've got to have a good thumbnail and
Exactly, yeah.
It's the same sort of principle, isn't
100%.
it? I suppose.
I don't think we didn't have a great poster this year. Me and Jack, I don't think we had a great one.
No.
Because it was just 2 people, split.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Was that the one where you had your suit on?
Yeah.
I thought that looked alright.
Yeah. I mean, that was for when I did AAA.
Was it?
So it's an old photo, but yeah. I do like the one in front of the wind machine.
Yeah.
But I just thought we could have had a slightly more dynamic one, but it's what it is.
The thing is, it's money though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. We made it ourselves.
Yeah, I'm lucky enough that the lad that I run Gings.
Gings.
Yeah, Gings. I looked at you, it's all ginger, and I thought Gings. The lad that I run gigs with, Matt Downey, he's like a whiz with like cameras and editing and stuff like that. So
You've seen all your stuff you have online. It's really good.
Yeah. So he did my headshots. I did his headshots the same day. We literally got in a room like this, banged a load of different backdrops up through the day, took pictures, swapped clothes, did all that stuff.
Yeah.
Did each other's headshots. He edited them all, and then about 2-3 weeks later, I went round and I was like, right, these are the things I want on the poster. Can you edit it? And then he formatted it how he would format it. I said, right, perfect, save that. And now just move stuff around on the page because this is how I want it to look. So then we had 2 versions of it straight away we could compare. And then he sent it to his assistant in work, which I don't know if I'm allowed really to say that, but we could keep that in. He sent it to his assistant in work, who then did the final copy, which is what came out, which I thought was absolutely amazing. It was even way better than what I had in my head.
It's a funny thing because it's one of them things I think with editing stuff where you think I can do that. It's just doing a picture, but it's not.
It's hard,
there's it's a proper art form, isn't it?
And the costs that go into it, So I mean, I lost money going to Nottingham. I lost money on that, but I would have lost even more if I had to pay for those pictures, pay for the poster to be done, and then if I'd printed flyers and took them out with me, that's even more money.
We were on the verge of doing that till we found out it was illegal.
Yeah.
What's illegal? Got the flyer in
Nottingham. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
We still did it.
Is it the Goose Fair, Nottingham? It's got the Goose Fair in it that they call
Don't know.
Yeah, that's like the...
That's Feather and Joe.
No, hey! It's a student area. I'm sure it's called Goose Fair.
When do you know what was it that made you know that you was ready to do a solo show? Because obviously I'm really new to comedy.
Yeah.
I know Joe did it a long time ago. You guys have been doing it for a long time. I've been 6 months.
Yeah.
What is it that made you, do you know what, I'm ready to do a solo show? Is it an amount of time? Is it an amount of gigs?
So with me, what it was a lot of the people who started comedy around the same time as me, I saw they started to do solo shows. So just out of my own curiosity, on a piece of paper, I just compiled all my jokes, just the headings. And then I just set a timer on my phone in my room. And I thought, right, let's time this and see. Because I wanted to do a split show like Mike did. The only problem is, I don't have any friends. So
I mean, you could have asked me.
That's true, yeah, I could have asked Mike. But I was finding it really hard to nail someone down and be like, listen, let's do this together. Because it's complicated. It's basically I'm going to someone, hey, listen, I've got a great way for you to lose some money here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not a good,
And
like,
you've
offer.
got to spend a significant amount of time with me.
Yeah.
That's the one, I think. That's what we found with the pod. It's getting people to spend the time. It's great when, like, the lads do it because you know, we're building it at the minute, so it's the same sort of thing, but getting the commitment from people, it's really, really good.
Yeah.
But it's really difficult to get, you know what I mean?
100%, yeah.
And I think it's the same at Rick.
That's what no one gets about showbiz in general. I think, like, if you've ever been in a band or whatever, it's just sitting around for a lot of the time, or you've got to be there and do the fucking boring shit of practicing or flying.
I remember, like, when I first started this, I was like, oh, it's going to be, because I love live comedy. I've always gone and watched live comedy, and then I started. I was like, it's going to be fucking great. We're going to be having a laugh in the green room. It's going to just be boss. And then the reality was, when you very first started, standing outside hot water in the piss down rain, waiting to sign up for an open mic that you might not even get on.
Yeah.
Stood there, it's freezing cold, piss down rain. I'm like,
driving for 4 hours for a 5-minute spot on a gong.
Yeah, but this is why I really appreciated Mike and Jack, like, come and getting me.
Jack, honestly, it was Jack's idea.
Jack coming to get me on that gig, because otherwise this was going to be my Tuesday when I did that gig. It would have been wake up at home, get a train for 3.5 hours to Nottingham, go get a hotel by myself, go try and fly you by myself, go to my show by myself, go back to my hotel by myself, and then the next day 3.5 hours back. But instead that turned into hanging out with Jack and Mike all day, helping them, trying to fly their gig, trying to fly my gig, and then going for food together, doing my show. Jack brings me on, Jack sticks around to watch my show. Then as soon as I got off stage, Mike comes back from the other gig that he did, and then we go back together. Like, he saved me money, but also, like, that loneliness of being on the road. But, like, you hear the pro comics when they're doing the tour saying, like, I want a support actor I'm friends with who's good.
Yeah,
and
get
like,
that.
I really understood it that day of being like, just being around people that you like meant so much more.
Mate,
because
honestly, it was our pleasure.
but, like, because I'd been to Nottingham on the weekend before for 2 gigs, and, like, I was by myself. Like, I was with other comics on the lineups, but besides being at the gig itself, I was just by myself in a hotel on trains. And it's like a lonely, like, kind of existence, really.
It's very weird, especially if you've ever got a weekend somewhere. You have, like, a little surrogate family for the weekend, and then you never see them again. Yeah. But in between, you're just in the hotel on your own, like.
Yeah.
That's why I'm very, like, willing to drive people.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely don't mind if I'm going to a gig and or we're going to the same gig, or someone can get me a middle spot because they're opening it or something like that. I love that.
Yeah.
So you get that.
Well, you did me a massive favour with that at Nottingham, oddly enough, because I had a tryout, and it was going to be, I think, leaving Liverpool at 12:20, get to Nottingham for 6 on the train, getting the coach, getting the coach back at midnight, getting to Liverpool for 6 in the morning.
Yeah. And, like,
it's a good laugh, innit? Yeah. It's a good laugh, and I got to watch comedy.
You did?
Like,
I do the same thing, so, like, I usually just get the train to gigs now, but, like, if I know someone is coming from around Manchester, I'll just message them just to see what time they're setting off. Yeah. And if I can get to their house, even if it just costs me the same money, I would rather do that just to spend time with another comic than go and get... Because it is easy getting the train by myself. I live quite near the train station where I live. I just get on the train, boom, I can just sit there, headphones on, whatever, playing on my phone. But it's more fun, like...
I think the other thing as well is if you're travelling with a comic, it's like-minded, and you bounce stuff off each other, and that leads to ideas as well, and inspiration and stuff, don't it? Which is a good thing. Unless they're horrible, and then...
That's what I was going to say to you. You know, being a big wrestling fan as well, like, the one thing wrestlers always say is you learn in the car.
Yeah.
And I think that's true with stand-up as well. Like, you can learn a lot just by chatting.
So I've done that quite a few times with Sam Serrano. Like, me and Sam have gone to gigs together and stuff like that, and then they've given me, like, really good advice on my set. Because I'm so new and Sam's been doing it a long time, and I'll say, like, right, you see me set tonight, what would you do? And he'd be like, well, change this, or stop pausing so much between your jokes. Like, don't give them that time. Like,
is that a pause, or is that remembering?
Some of it was remembering.
I do the same thing.
Some of it was remembering. But they were like, just hit that joke straight after that one. Don't give them time between them 2 jokes, and that helps you no end. That
honestly, it's so important. I remember Alex Boardman got me on a gig, and, like, he just gave me, like, one small bit of advice on the way.
He was when I started originally. He was established. But he's a really nice guy. Isn't he?
He is, and like I say, like, he booked me on this gig. 2, he was lifting me there, and, like, he just gave me one piece of advice beforehand, because it was quite a big room, and he just gave me one piece of advice, and it was like, it's seeped into the rest of my sets now. Like it means so, and it's not every day that you get to gig with someone that much more experience. We're going to give you that amount of time with them, and then and they're going to selflessly like give to you, like they're trying to like feed you a little bit. It's good.
What was the advice?
The advice was just such a simple thing. Is like, listen, he goes, the room's big. After you hit your punchline, just pause. So the complete opposite of what Sam told you. But he was saying, because the room's big, just pause and give them time to laugh.
Yeah.
Just give them the time and like, and then formulate it with other stuff that I was like trying to work on at the time, like to try and turn that pause into like
doing something.
Yeah, lifting the laugh a little bit as well, and then using it as well to kind of set up the next bit of your set as well. So like. Was just invaluable advice, and every time you get something like that, there was a Scottish comedian. He used to do all the Jonglers gigs and stuff like that. I gigged with him just before the pandemic, and again, he just gave me like unique to me advice that was like really valuable at the time. That in my subconscious I was trying to do anyway. But when he said it, I was like, now you verbalised it. That's what I'm trying to do, and I need to do it now.
When I was starting out, we used to do, it was called Scruffy Murphys, XS Malarkey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it used to be in, what's it called, Fallowfield. It was in a church originally.
Yeah.
And, a church-shaped building. I don't know if it was a church. But it was a church. It was a great venue, actually. And I did a gig with Alex Boardman, and he said to me, because I used to be dead wordy when I was starting off, and he said to me, don't waste a word, never waste a word. And that was the advice he gave me years ago, and I always remembered that. And he's dead right. Like, so.
Full enough, when I was starting comedy, a mate of mine who like just did like a degree in English, he told me that exact thing.
Really?
Yeah. He said like, make all your words mean something, like edit down as much as you can.
Brevity, innit? That's what.
Yeah.
That's but Shakespeare said something about it, didn't he? Which
the soul of wit.
But but he said about brevity is harder to do than not. Basically, once you've written it, then you can work on brevity or something.
Yeah.
So I have to look up what brevity meant.
I thought it was brevity.
Is it?
I mean, I'm not sure myself. I don't know.
Brevity. I don't know.
Tommy?
It's only half as strong as it should be. Brevity or gravity. That's gravity. It's only half as strong as it should be.
I'm singing Gravity in my head from the show Wicked.
That's the best version of that. John Mayer.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Want to do some quick fire?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll have to look him up on my telephone.
Do you want me to? Should we do a different section where you're looking up quick fire?
Yeah, if you want. Well, no, I've got them here now.
All right. Okay.
So I'm gonna stick to the ones that have pretty much thingy. So we're quick fire round, right?
Yeah.
And it's just basically, I think we're doing what do they call it? Conspiracy theme one now. So
Okay.
like on that. So the first one is climate change real.
Is climate change real? Oh, I'm just far too uneducated to even touch this subject. But I feel like it is real. But like I feel like it's just getting colder rather than getting hotter.
Yeah.
It is real, but the Earth's gone through climate changes throughout.
But I think the thing of it is it a man-made thing?
No,
you think
No.
it's just
yeah.
Oh, so you think it's naturally occurring?
Yeah, it's naturally occurring.
And it's
We've
not
had ice.
like-
We've had ice ages and stuff throughout.
Oh, can you imagine if we have another ice age? How disgusting that would be.
Mate, I would be
I
so
would
happy.
love that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at us. Of course we would.
We'd be
We're
like-
built for that.
We'd be like the wildlings, wouldn't we? Of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
We're built for
Winter's
fucking
coming.
ice age.
Mint.
Honestly,
I
that's
hate
where I
summer.
want to live in Game of Thrones.
Same.
Is it?
Yeah.
Where
I
would
said
you-
that.
where would
Beyond
you
the
live
wall.
in it?
Nah.
Beyond the wall, would
Yeah. I said that. Me and my mates was like, if you could belong to any like house in Game of Thrones, I was like wildling every single time.
ya?
They're the happiest.
Number one, I'll never bend the knee to any fucker. So I don't like
you?
people
That's because you
telling
got
me
bad
what to.
knees from rugby, innit?
Yeah, and they just look happier, and it's nice and cold. Yeah, 100% wilding.
I'd be Targaryen, mate.
You'd be, yeah,
Yeah, I think you would be.
I think.
because they were Tory as fuck, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they all fucked the sisters and that.
No, that's the Lannisters.
Yeah, the Lannisters.
No,
The Targaryens all.
Are they doing it as well?
Oh,
Yeah.
Have you not seen House of Dragon?
No, I've not.
Oh.
I've not seen House of
Well,
Dragon. no.
Jon Snow was boffing his auntie, wasn't
Yeah.
Was he?
he? Yeah, Daenerys.
Spoiler alert, yeah. Jon Snow's a Targaryen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it'd be nice having Jon Snow as like your relation, wouldn't it?
Why?
Just cause he's cool, wouldn't it?
Because you want to fuck him.
No, not really. But, because it'd just be nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be lovely. What the fuck?
Pink or Pink Floyd?
Pink. Oh, the first ever gig I went to was Pink.
Right?
Yeah, because somebody that I know at the time, this is like 2006. You remember that, like, the old radio thing, third caller wins tickets?
Oh, yeah.
Someone that I know won tickets and it was to Pink and they went, do you want to come? I was like, yeah, sack it, why not? And she did like a I don't know what they call it, like a display on curtains, basically. You know, where they wrap themselves in curtains and like fall from the ceiling?
I fucking love that.
Yeah. She did all that and I was like, wow, this is mega, like, because on TV you just see like a very two-dimensional performance, some with a microphone, and then you see her like wrapping herself in.
What's that? Circus Soleil? That does that.
Soleil,
That's
yeah.
really good. Yeah. It's cool.
I'd go Pink as well there.
Yeah, I can't stand Pink
Do you
Floyd.
know, I like Pink Floyd, mate. We all live from Scouse, so
Yeah,
that's why.
I think you go to every house, they've got the fucking dark side.
Have they?
Yeah.
They just sold his guitar. The guitarist's guitar's gone up for auction, and I can't remember the exact thing, but it was something like 1.5 million quid or 1.8
Really?
million quid.
Jesus.
Yeah, crazy. It was COVID man-made.
Yeah.
You reckon it was?
Yeah, I reckon it was. I don't think it was purposely, purposely leaked out there.
Yeah.
But I think it probably was purposely purposely man-made, because scientists, they're always doing something. They're always trying to make, because I don't understand it, but like their version of like winning an award is like coming up with something and then fixing it and then being like, hey, look, I did all this mad stuff, now I've come up with a vaccine for something that didn't exist.
Yeah.
They got the vaccine really quick, didn't they?
Don't know. It took a while, didn't it?
No.
There was a lot of people.
It was
died.
literally months.
About 6 months.
But usually it takes like years and decades.
But they
to
did
come up with, like, a
invest
vaccine for stuff.
billions in that, though.
Yeah, that's also true. Yeah, that they all the money was being pumped into that. Like,
What's the game where the lab had the same logo as the game?
Oh, I think it was Resident Evil.
Yeah, that was it.
no, that's so unfortunate.
Love Island or Question Time on the telly?
Fucking Sophie's choice there, Joe.
I'd go Question Time every time.
Fiona's fit, isn't she? I like Fiona.
I don't know if Fiona is, to be honest.
Question Time.
No, I'd go Question Time. Oh, so I'm from Bolton, right? Do you remember that clip that went viral in the pandemic of the guy being like, apparently I'm in the top 1%ers, but there's no way I'm in the top 1%ers, and he's earning like 50 grand a year or whatever. And he goes, every lawyer in the country earns more than me. Every teacher in the country earns more than me. And everyone's like they're on the panel looking at him going, no, they don't. And then he's got his mum sat next to him and she's like, rubbish, rubbish. Like, it's such gold TV sometimes.
Oh, it's really annoying me at the minute. Like, every time, like, you're scrolling through Instagram reels and stuff.
Yeah.
The amount of podcasts I see now with, like, fucking entrepreneurs going, yeah, I used to think 20 grand a month was a lot. And now you realise that 20 grand a month isn't a lot. And you're like, no, it fucking really is. It really is when there's people on less than that a year.
Yeah,
Have you seen the one with the guy who says he lives 3 days in a day? That comes up a lot on my Instagram.
He lives what?
He lives 3 days in a single day.
So he does so much in one day.
Like,
There's 3 days worth of
He gets
stuff.
up at 3:30 in the morning, does whatever he's fucking doing, goes back to bed about 9, has a couple of hours, gets up for his second day. And he's
Do you know what? I must sleep 3 days in a day.
Yeah. But he's just like, I have more life than you. I am crushing you over a week. Imagine what I'll do to you over a year. I'm a fucking businessman.
Never kissed a girl.
No.
Clearly.
Yeah, these entrepreneur podcasts.
Yeah.
Just,
They piss me off to like the nth degree.
But the thing is, they do it on purpose though, because
Oh,
they
yeah,
know
that's
it's going to
the
get
engagement.
clicks and all this
Yeah.
stuff and shares. Have you seen this? Not bad over here. Yeah, it's the business, isn't it?
They just wish Andrew Tate's though, aren't they?
Yeah, like
Proper.
Timu now. Wish doesn't exist.
Does it not?
oh, is Wish gone?
Yeah, I
It's
think
Timu,
so,
eh?
yeah,
I'm
Timu,
shopping like a
yeah.
billionaire. I'm sick of that advert.
I've never seen that advert.
You will now.
Yeah,
I was
it's going
listening.
to be up on your phone. They're listening to us now.
It's already on Timu.
Yeah.
Peter Kay or Lee Evans, best comedian.
Peter Kay.
Yeah.
For me,
Oh, it's Bolton.
he's from Bolton. My brother went to school with Peter Kay.
Did he?
So, like, I always have a bit of go.
Did he
My
have a
brother.
shatproof ruler? I bet he did.
I always have a go at my brother saying, could you not have just been better friends with him in school? And I could have been, like, so much further ahead by now.
Nice support slot there. wasn't it?
Exactly. Oh, can you imagine? But,
Paddy
like,
McGuinness is living your life.
yeah. But, like, for me, I thought Lee Evans was decent, but even when I was a kid, I didn't think he was that great. I used to love his bit though about like a hammer thrower, like banging nails into a wall with that.
He got to act with Cameron Diaz as well, didn't he?
He did what?
He got to act with Cameron Diaz.
Did he?
Yeah.
In what?
Something about Mary.
Yeah, he's in that.
Yeah. So.
I don't remember that, but yeah, like he's good. Don't get me wrong, but like he was never like one of my favourites. One thing though. That I like as a
face.
What? No, I'm listening.
Are you a massive fan of Evans? Yeah.
I was when I was younger.
Yeah.
I was when I was younger.
You just look like you were raging then.
No, I was genuinely just listening.
His resting bitch face, isn't it?
But for once, I hadn't switched off. And I was actually fucking listening.
So this is the thing with comedy that like I try and like explain to people that whenever they ask me stuff, I say that like you can learn from any comedian. Like, even a comedian you don't like, even brand new comedians like who just in the first gig, you can learn something that they'd be like, oh, they did something good there, they did something bad there. But one thing from Lee Evans that I wish I could take is my set in the pandemic. Before the pandemic wasn't 3D enough. It was very two-dimensional, like I was saying before. Just me with a microphone, not really.
I can't say animated.
Anyway. Being more physical and animated, exactly. And that's one thing that I would love to be able to take from Lee Evans is not 100% animation, because I don't want to do that kind of comedy, but just when it suits in the joke, just to be able to go into that gear. And I'd love to be able to have that gear. Carl Porter's a great one for it, by the way. Carl Porter, he's like the new Lee Evans, basically. Like he's very physical.
You can see like the inspiration from Lee Evans in him, because he was saying that Lee Evans is his favourite comic when he came on.
Yeah.
And you can see it in his comedy, and he's fucking great as well. Like he does it really well. Just the little faces he pulls mid joke and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's quality.
Yeah.
That's quality.
It's a skill.
Yeah.
Two more. Sorry. Will AI destroy humanity? It's an interesting one, really, because
I don't think so, because I feel like there's always people that are going to be able to manipulate it to their advantage.
I think what it'll destroy is it'll be only a select few that can got the money to deal with it. I think the way it works. I don't think your average person will be able to manipulate it because it's controlled above that, isn't it?
I don't want to go too conspiracy, but that's what people say at the moment is that there are people with that amount of money, and they've got all these like Twitter bots and Instagram bots that just, if there's something that is suited to their benefit, they will send loads of positive comments on it. If there's something that's against what they believe, they'll send loads of negative comments on it.
You're seeing that now, are they?
Cambridge Analytica, wasn't it?
Well, the Zack Snyder, when his Justice League film didn't come out, and he had thousands of bots allegedly campaigning to get his cut released.
Nice.
It worked though, didn't it?
Yeah.
And it was well better.
Was it? I've not seen it.
It's 4 hours and it's still shit.
What's that? What is it?
Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, so he released the main version came out, but then his like director's cut, the Schneider cut came out. And at the time, loads of people were like buzzing about it, saying, "Oh my god, the Schneider cut's coming out! The Schneider cut's coming out."
Because Schneider, when I was growing up, means it's dodgy knockoff. Proper Schneider.
Yeah, Schneider than the original.
Last one. Do you think that voting pencils should be banned? So I don't know if you ever voted, but you do.
Oh, so have a pen instead?
So you can't delete, rub it out.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because there's no reason why you shouldn't have a pen.
Yeah, there's no reason. There's no reason,
No. Well, there you go.
Save the turtles.
Why?
Can't have plastics. Trying to ban plastics, aren't they?
But you don't want a bit of carbon up your nose either, do you?
No, but you sharpen a pencil, don't you?
Yeah.
So there's no real like waste there.
Yeah,
and
more biodegradable as well. Yeah.
It's better for the environment to use a pencil.
What about the paper it's written
I couldn't give a fuck. I don't vote.
What about the paper? Do you not vote? What about the paper it's written on? Cutting down
trees.
So you cutting down trees to make a pencil.
No, they use recycled paper.
To make pencils.
Yeah. in voting places. They do. They do, and they employ homeless people to make them.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Well, they're not homeless.
I don't know if any of this is true.
That was such authority.
I was thinking that's so nice.
Yeah.
To be fair, it would be like the government to do that. I remember when the Olympics happened and they were like, "Do you want to go and work the Olympics in London?"
Yeah.
For free. And I was like, "No." Yeah. But there were loads of people on the dole. Like,
they need to stop naming things like they can't keep saying working and then free after it. But that's
not in Liverpool anyway.
Well, this is where the comedy industry has got it great.
Yeah,
because you will go and work for free. Oh, do you want an opportunity on this lineup where you're gonna get to perform? For
literally, they just need one word in it, don't they? Progression.
Yeah,
that's it, and we'll
progression, go. Or It's not paying, but there's a free drink.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm up for that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and spend £35 on a train ticket to go and get a free
That's
drink.
the old wrestling thing, isn't it? A hot dog and a handshake. That's what you get
God,
paid
yeah.
in when you first start off.
That's not a joke.
Yeah.
Hot dog and a handshake.
That's what you get, when you're starting off.
There's
And
a
in
story-
comedy, it's like a drink and...
Are you gluten-free, the hot dog?
I don't know.
They don't give a fuck about you gluten free.
Nah.
There's a story in Mick Foley's first book, I bet you'll know it. He wrestled the King of the Deathmatch tournament, which is, I think, 5 matches on a day. But you're doing things like being slammed onto a bed of nails, wrestling in barbed wire.
Oh, is that? I know, yeah, go on.
Yeah, and he won it. He won the tournament, so he said to the Japanese promoter, bonus. And the fellow went, Foley-san, bonus, and gave him a can of Coke.
Fucking hell. I don't. Why is it acceptable?
I think it's because people are so hungry to succeed and get better. And as well as the other side, there's the ego side as well, is when you first start out in comedy, we all like that recognition of, let's say you've only done 5 gigs and then you put it on your Instagram story or whatever, and then your mates from school going, oh, you're doing so sick. You've only done 5 gigs, but your mates
It's like
are like
getting a picture with that water sign behind you.
Yeah. So, and there's that as well. There's that as well. Is we all like just either the progression side or that ego side of, oh yeah, I'm gigging and I've made people laugh, and then if you want to do the Instagram stuff on top of that,
I think as well, there's no money in it until you get to a certain level. So if you're putting gigs on, you can't really afford to pay people. Even just to play the travel, you can't. You know, I mean, we used to pay, but because it's a bit of a catch-22. You have to pay to get decent openers and closers, and then middle gigs you can put people on. They were up and coming. That's how we used to do it. But you've got to sell the tickets, and like you said, it's hard. But once you get going a bit and it's established, and we were lucky because it was right next to the tram station, and it was quite a good gig. But
the gig I'm doing with Cam, we're doing like an open mic in Ormskirk for like new acts and stuff. But we've said we're going to have a good act opening. Not good acts. That's. I'm not saying that.
You're owning it, aren't you?
I'm not saying the people who are in the middle are not good.
A more experienced act.
But like a more established act opening and a more established act closing as well. Just because you need bums on seats, don't you? Like the amount of open mics you're doing, it's just to other comics. It's hard.
The thing with Ormskirk as well, like, I mean, that's where we both went to uni. Like, there's so many students there that, like, in theory, these shows all should be able to fill out. Like, but it's just hard getting them in. How do you, like I was saying before, how do you sell it to the man on the street? Like, how do you get into the consciousness of the students?
There is there isn't quite a lot to do in Ormskirk. Like at uni, there's things to do. There's the library, the computer building, and you used to put film screenings on as well.
Yeah.
And then you've got to get people's attention away from lectures,
I'd be fucking
coursework.
gutted if I went up to someone and went, "Yeah, mate, free tickets for a comedy event now. I'm going to the library."
Exactly, I was just thinking the same thing. Oh, there's lots to do at uni. There's the library.
But that's what people used to do.
There's the pencil shop. I mean, we got so much going on in
Just go like that, wouldn't it? Shh.
Keep it to yourself. Just keep it under your arm.
I feel like you and I might have had an encounter in the library, you know, because I have this very specific memory of something that happened to me, and I always wondered if it was you.
This sounds like you're going to get a doll out and start pointing at it.
No. I stayed behind late once without realising I'd stayed until the library shut because I was working on my dissertation. And I got trapped in the revolving door trying to get out.
Right.
Because it wouldn't go any further. The place was shut. And I was banging on it to try and get... And a crowd of people went past. And they went, we thought we were taking the mickey. That's why we didn't go and get help.
Right.
And I always wondered if you were in that crowd. But I feel like you'd remember that.
Hagrid stuck in a door, you would, wouldn't you?
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
So I've actually got a library story myself from Edgehill Library. So, you know, like when you go on someone's Facebook and you put a status on their Facebook. So I played hockey at uni, and there's a lad who joined the team in like my last year. He just joined it as like a bit of fun, but like he was like a big Christian and like he was like a very respectable guy.
It wasn't Tom the super Christian, was it?
No. It's a guy called Stephen, right? So shout out Stephen Brooks. He ain't even on social media anymore. Like he's like a proper like hardcore Christian. This guy or Catholic, I don't know, one of the ones. Anyway, like
Jesus fan.
So he leaves his phone line about, and I put a status on his Facebook saying, "Can somebody please help? I'm locked in the toilet at the library." Right? And this girl replies back going, "Oh my God, stay there. I'm going to go get campus security now."
Stay there.
Yeah.
I'm locked in.
Exactly.
Bring paper.
That's she probably put something like, "Don't panic, I'm getting campus security." So then, about 10 minutes later, she puts one on going something like, "We've just been to the second floor toilets in the library. There's no one in there." Go, "Oh, in my panic, I'm in the third floor toilet." So they go up again. And then she goes, I don't know what you're doing, Stephen, but this isn't very funny, because she's gone to the third floor. And then afterwards, I don't know what the resolution between her and Stephen was, but I found it hilarious.
That's quality.
Yeah.
That's proper quality.
That was my favourite harmless prank I've probably done of all time, that I think.
Yeah.
Because no one really lost anything out of that. A guy just had to get out of his security hut and go to the library.
They were always cunts as well.
They were always a bit eggy. But then again, I would be if I had to put up with like 5,000 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
I'd hate it as well.
Were you ever one of the people like me who lost your link card and had to beg at the window for someone to let you in?
I don't think so, because in my pocket I've actually got my original uni card.
Oh wow!
Still.
And there's rumours out there that I get discounts in places still from it. I mean, I can't really say if I do or not, but I mean,
yeah, because that would be
Yeah, I mean, Archie's next to Piccadilly Station, 10% off for being a student. Thank you very much.
Yeah, 100%. I did that for ages. For nearly 3 years. I left uni after like 6 months.
Yeah.
And for 3 years, I paid student council tax.
Yeah.
I wouldn't admit that on here.
Oh yeah, they're gonna come for you.
Oh yeah,
that thing.
Yeah. St Helens Council are watching this.
And it will be.
Different name, Joe.
Big fan.
Different name.
Oh yeah.
Tommy's not my real name, is it?
Yeah. Okay. Now, but I know it when I ring up.
Yeah.
The best experience like that I've ever had was I got sent on a job centre course and they gave me a bus pass.
Yeah.
That made the bus cost 20 pence each way.
Right.
And they didn't date stamp it.
Oh, so you had it for ages.
I had it till it fell apart in my eyes. It was amazing. Like I'd lose it every now and then because my memory's terrible, and I'd be going in shock. Where the fuck is it? I've only got 20p to get home.
I had a council tax student story actually. So like in my last year of uni, I went back to finish my degree, but I just never signed up.
Yeah.
So I lived in my student house, and I had to make a claim for like job seekers allowance at the time. So I made my claim, and so my landlord made me do it because I was in the house living there and I wasn't a student. So he would have had to pay like full council tax. So he said you need to make this claim.
Okay.
So I said, all right. So I made the claim for him. We used to go to all my appointments and look for work and all that stuff. But like, it came towards the end of the year, and they needed to know when I was leaving the property.
Yeah.
So that like the because I think he had to still pay like a certain amount.
Yeah.
Because I was like technically unemployed now instead of being a student, so you had to pay a certain amount. But as soon as I left, then he wouldn't have had to pay anything because the house was technically empty or whatever.
Yeah.
It was just students technically registered there. So we go down to Ormskirk Council, and we're in like one of these like private screened rooms where there's like the glass in front of us. They sat on the other side, and me and my landlord are sat here. And he goes to me, he goes, "Oh, when are you leaving uni?" And I said something along the lines of like the 5th of June. And then my landlord is this Chinese guy called Chung. He's like, he goes, no, I'm not going to do the accent, but he's like, no. He's leaving 20th of May. So the guy behind the counter looks at me and goes, "When are you leaving?" And then he's literally kicking me under the table, right? And like, the thing is, when you're kicking someone, even though it's just your leg, you can see the upper body's moving like that. And I'm going like this every time. And he looks at me and he goes, "When are you leaving?" And I go, 5th of June. And then I literally hear out of my landlord's mouth goes, "Oh." I can't remember the full story, but there was more as well. But yeah, basically I just got battered by my landlord for telling the truth to the council.
Where did you live in Ormskirk?
I lived Taylor Avenue.
Where's that? What's that?
So near the hospital.
Wigan
Road.
I know exactly where
And then
you
just
mean.
like round the corner like that. I lived at Taylor Avenue, and I lived in Halls on Forest Court my first year.
Oh, which one? I was in Maple.
I was in Holly, like, so we probably like next door, but like,
Yeah.
I was in one corner, you was in the other.
That's exactly it.
Yeah. Shout out all the Edge Hillians.
Yeah, university memories.
I didn't get in there, Jill.
Did you? You didn't get in at Jill?
You didn't get. I got in
Poor,
with 2
that.
Ds.
That is poor. That.
No, I didn't get in there, Jill.
Phone company again.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking gutted. I was
Where
fuming.
did you go?
So I got into UClan.
That's not.
See,
bad.
I didn't get into UClan.
What the
How
fuck?
old are you?
37.
See, I'm 35, so we're about the same
Yeah.
time. We would have been at uni at the same time.
No,
Otherwise.
this was when I was 33.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. So I wanted
So
to
you're
do...
as a mature well.
Yeah, very mature student. I wanted to do paramedics.
Right.
And then changed my mind at the last minute. So
Right,
I
because you're a
applied...
mouth-to-mouth enthusiast.
100%, yeah.
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 It's the only way you can touch old people and they don't tell you off.
There you go.
So
Unless
I...
you're dead.
What?
You're dead.
Yeah. So I applied for Ed Jill. They said no. Applied for UClan, got in, and then changed my mind and ended up going to Chester Uni and doing a completely different degree.
Right.
Didn't do
And then you
paramedics
dropped
at
out
all.
after 6 months.
Yeah, because it was during COVID. It was all like online.
Oh, yeah, I would have hated. The main reason I wanted to go to uni was, one, I didn't want to work.
Same.
That's the facts.
Yeah.
And two, I wanted to live somewhere where, like, it was far enough that I could justify moving away. So not Manchester Uni from Bolton.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I
yeah,
did as well.
but also close enough that, like, I could still come back. And then
Yeah.
my parents don't feel like I'm just
Miles away.
like doing it to avoid it, because I wasn't doing it to avoid it,
Yeah.
but I was doing it for my own independence.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So at the time I was having like Pakistani dad, like they're very protective, and it's very much like no, go to uni here, stay at home kind of thing. But I was having that conversation saying no, I at that age I understood that I needed my independence enough, because if he's doing everything for me, like I'm just never gonna learn
Yeah,
nothing,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
like. I barely know anything as it is, and if I would have like lived at home all those years, I would have known nothing. Like if mum and dad did everything for me.
Yeah, I
So-
moved out when I was really young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, like just turned 18.
yeah.
I was the same, but I went back, which is the mistake that
yeah.
I made.
Yeah, moved in with two, like, because I was a chef at the time.
Yeah.
I moved in with the guy who ran the pub and one of the waitresses. The three of us just lived in a house, and it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
We had a 3 o'clock rule. No one could go to bed before 3 a.m.
Oh my god.
No matter what shift you was on the next day. We never had fucking food in the house, but there was always loads of beer and cider
Yeah.
and everything in the fridge. It was
Couldn't you eat
fucking...
at work though?
Yeah, 100%. That's what I used to do. So I just make food at work as a chef,
Eat
wrap
it
it
there.
up and fucking... But you had to stash it because they call it stealing.
Really?
It's weird. So I had to fucking then wrap it and fucking stuff it into my
Yeah.
coat pockets and all sorts, and then take us home a feast.
I feel like most chefs just get free food from
Yeah.
work anyway.
Yeah, you'd eat when you was on shift, but like if you was
Yeah.
off for a couple of days, if you had like...
Oh, yeah,
if
yeah,
you was
yeah,
off
yeah,
like...
yeah.
So my weekend used to be Sunday, Monday, they were my days off.
Yeah.
So I'd have to fucking make enough sandwiches to take home for
Yeah.
2 days. I'm like, fuck, am I paying for food? Oh,
Beer,
that's
innit?
beer money.
dues, yeah.
Well,
Sorry.
no, my teammates used to do similar things at uni. Like when it got to the point where like they'd spent all the money, they just like go back to a girl's place, do whatever,
Yeah.
and then come back with a bag of shopping that she might not know that they'd taken.
Yeah,
No
100%.
way.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, were you at Ed Jill during the power cut?
Nah, I don't think
It was
so.
2000, my first year, so I'm
Nah,
a
I
year
wasn't
old.
there. No.
We had a power cut and everything went off except the top floor of Forest Court.
Right.
We still had lights and
Is Flowers Court where everyone lives? The
Yeah,
residents? Yeah.
and they called me and 3 of the people I live with
Yeah.
over to the Student Services Centre. When we got there, every other disabled student was there.
Right.
And they were like, it's in case you just panic when the lights go out. And we're like, well, we're dyslexic. Like the blind guy and the girl in the wheelchair kind of get why they need
Yeah,
lights,
yeah,
but the rest of
If he's a blind guy, it'd be used to it being dark.
But yeah, they called us over there in case we panicked.
It's quite patronising of that, isn't it? Like, oh, you're dyslexic, you're definitely going to panic when this
Yeah.
this happens, aren't you?
And our light
I can't
hadn't gone
spell
out.
bull, but I don't mind when they're not there.
But yeah, we blagged and we went, oh, we're just going to go and get our homework and then we'll come back, and just never went back.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
You missed out there. They might give you some free grub.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah. But our oven was working, so we weren't asked.
Yeah, I guess so.
Should we do some top fives?
Absolutely.
So this was one of your top fives, Mike, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was. So this week's top 5, we're going to do simple pleasures.
Okay.
So things in life that just little things, nothing like dead major, but just little simple pleasures that just, do you know what I mean? Just get you through your day.
Yeah, okay.
I assumed you'd have something prepped here, man.
Well, I've got one in mind, but it's a bit gross. Like
Do it.
getting home and having a scratch after a tough day. Just like, oh,
What you scratching?
you know where I'm scratching.
Say it. I want you to say it.
His head.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of dandruff. Now, when you really need a good bum scratch.
Yes, I'm with you.
Something like that.
I'm with you, mate. It feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah. Get
like-
home, get me bra off.
Yeah.
Cheshire cheese for me.
What?
Just that's if I have gone.
Oh, I thought that was the name for your asshole.
No, a
That's
little
what
bit.
he's scraping off.
If you have Cheshire cheese, I love it. That's a little. I don't have it. I've cut down now, but I used to have loads.
Trying
of
to
it,
pack in.
Yeah, I try to give it up because it's, you know what I mean. But
Weaning yourself off.
Yeah. Well, I reckon the chemicals are the same as some like class A drugs with cheese. Apparently, it's really addictive. Yeah. But yeah, Cheshire cheese is my little. If I have that, and sometimes I'll just like go and shut the fridge door behind me and then have it.
Yeah.
Watch you climb in.
Yeah.
There's the way you said, let's shut the fridge door behind me.
No, I like it. I like Cheshire cheese.
No, I
think that's
like a
my
bit of
little,
cheese.
Little.
Love it. A little bit of Cheshire cheese. I like going the tip.
Yeah.
Really?
Have you
Yeah.
ever been tip on singles hour?
What?
Singles hour. We have singles hour at our tip.
What
Do
you
you?
mean? What's,
If you're
what?
single, you can go
Like
meet
speed
people.
dating?
Yeah.
At the tip?
Yeah, meet and greet sort of thing. Hey, you alright? Yeah. It's a nice chest of drawers.
I'm getting rid of it.
Yeah.
I'm getting rid of it. Do you want it?
Yeah. no, the line is bring it round mine, obviously.
Yeah.
I'll drop it off.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
Single hour.
That sounds like Facebook Marketplace, but like in person.
Is that like that old? There's like an old like wives' tale, isn't it? Like the like Tesco or whatever on a Tuesday night on the meat aisle. If you're there, then you're the meat. Like a singles night. If you're there, like Tuesday night on a.
Right.
That's weird.
Someone Google that.
Well, I was going to say to you,
It's actually a Wednesday.
Another thing about Ormskirk was going to Morrison's at about 10 to 5 to get all the cheap chicken.
So this is one of my simple pleasures: is going to the shop. It doesn't matter what it is, whether you're buying a jacket, toothpaste, whatever, and the thing that you've gone for is on discount.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's wonderful.
Like, you feel like you've robbed the place. Like you feel like you've planned it, but it's just a complete fluke.
Yeah.
That's one of mine. Another one of mine. Oh, like I'm not really a mama's boy, but like if I go into town and I bump into my mum doing the shopping, like that's buzzing. That like I'll even buy it for her. Like just bumping into my mum, it's just such a result. Like and every now and then, like my dad's a taxi driver, so like I'll see my dad driving past, and if you just give me one, daddy, all right, he's driving past with someone in the back of his car. That's buzzing. That just a quick bump into my mum and dad.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Yeah,
Oh,
like unplanned. That's like a result for me.
I thought you were going to say because your mum would pay for half your shopping.
And that I should have done in the old days. But now I got the money in it. Now the balance of power shifted in it, so now I'm buying her stuff. Like, do you know what I mean?
That's proper sweet. That.
Do you know what else I like? A good biro.
Oh yeah,
If
I
you pick
feel
a
that.
biro up and you can get some of them, they write
Yeah.
really
And
nice.
it's a
That's
really
like
good
nice.
writer.
Yeah, if you get one of them where someone's dropped it on the end and it goes, but if you get a good writer, that's a little good little
With
thing.
a little like soft.
Yo,
like pad on the end, so like
they're
it
the
feels
posh ones,
yeah.
aren't they? Yeah.
Something like that, but for me, a biro that writes good on skin is a really good.
As a comic, that's massive. Yeah.
Because so many times I've just picked up a pen and tried to do like my set on the back of my hand, and it won't fucking write. But then you find them cheap ass bit ones, and it's like fucking butter.
When I did the frog and forgot my glasses, and he had a Sharpie and he'd written, I look like Robbie Williams.
Yeah.
he was on my line.
And then trying to get the MC to read it to you because you couldn't read it.
It didn't work that well.
No, it
See,
didn't.
I was thinking you look like Moby. Remember when he got vegan tattooed on each arm in block capitals? That's what I'm picturing.
He didn't need the tattoo, did he?
No,
Not at all. He's the most vegan looking human.
Yeah. Another comedy one for me is you'll probably definitely relate to this one is get into a gig and the MC's like, yeah, you're on next.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Get in there and they're like, yeah, you're on next. And I'm like, I'm going to be on my way home in 15 minutes.
Yeah,
Do
getting
you not
home
stay and
before
watch?
midnight.
Do you not stay and watch? It depends, I suppose. You've got
Yeah,
training
if I-
and that in it. But
Yeah.
If I can't, I won't. Well, often I will.
Yeah.
But like getting home before
It depends
midnight.
who's on as well.
Yeah.
Like if there's someone on that like if you're on a pro gig and you can stay,
Yeah.
I love to stay and watch because you're learning by osmosis then.
100%,
yeah.
But like if it's like an open mic or like a load of people on the same level as me and or anything like that, or if I've got I'm a massive Footy Manager fan.
Yeah.
So if I've got a banging save on with Footy Manager getting Bolton to the Prem, best believe I'm not sticking around to watch Mike. I'm going back to beat bloody Carlisle away. That's what I'm going for.
Do you know?
Yeah, you've got a tough FA Cup draw or something.
Exactly,
My dad
yeah.
said that to me. He goes, I says, what do you walk? I walked home by myself, Dad. So I'm like, all right, where's his mate like? Anyway, oh no, there's a new release coming out on Fortnite, and he had to get home to get it. And you're like, what?
Wow.
So he's done one, and he's
Like-
just think how the world's changed.
Yeah.
Well, I mentioned Matt before, my mate Matt, like, he very rarely books annual leave, but when a new Zelda game comes out, he'll book a week off to be just playing complete Zelda. For me, it's a bit, but I guess if that's what you're into.
No, I'm like that with games.
Yeah, so.
But I don't need to book any time off. Because I don't work.
Another one you'll be able to relate to when you find out someone is a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
That is like, because as an adult, as a kid, everyone was a wrestling fan. You bump into everyone. I love, like, at the time Bret Hart or whatever. But now as an adult, when you bump into someone who's a
Rey
wrestling fan,
Mysterio is always the best.
yeah,
Sits
Rey
on
Mysterio,
that.
he's
Yeah.
timeless.
Favourite.
Yeah,
Did you have that moment that I did when people stopped being wrestling fans, but you'd hung on?
yeah,
And like, why'd you still like that?
yeah.
Oh, it's fucking awful.
Well, I actually fell out of love with it around the same time as them, but I
Yeah.
came back around 2005, 2006.
Yeah.
So they were completely gone by this point as we all faded out.
Yeah.
And then when I came back, I just came back strong, and they were just completely done with it. But I don't know, again, this is wrestling heavy for any
that's all
wrestling fans.
good.
But like when AEW came back, which is like the competitor to WWE,
Yeah.
they have more of like an adult themed product
Yeah,
than the
definitely.
WWE. So like a lot of my mates who stopped watching, it's on ITV as well, so it's accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
They all started watching again, and like I just get like my WhatsApp group with my childhood mates started blowing up, being like, "Has anyone seen AEW this?" I'm like, "You watch it? I don't even watch it. And I'm the wrestling fan." Like, and they're like tuning back in to watch it every week.
That's the thing. I only watch pay-per-views now, really.
Yeah, same.
The weekly shows are too much.
Yeah, it's just because there's too much to watch, and we're gigging at night.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Do you know what? We used to have wrestling and English wrestling, British wrestling, or
Yeah.
whatever, when I was growing up, and it was massive. So you
World
used to
of
have a thing
Sport.
called World of Sport,
Yeah.
but everyone used to sit down and watch it,
Yeah.
and like in the crowd you get the old ladies with their handbags
Yeah.
battering the wrestlers and all that. And
So
well
my
done.
granddad and my mum used to go to like the wrestling in Bolton
Same.
when they used to do the touring.
yeah,
Like again, my granddad was from Poland. Mum like speaks both languages fluently, but like that's something that they could bond with, and something that like regardless of language, is you know what's going on.
Yeah.
You can see he's battering him, and this guy's the bad guy because he was cheating a second ago,
yeah.
and it's like a universal
Yeah.
equalizer.
It's interesting that people don't think like the way Mr. Bean is massive all
Yeah,
over
yeah,
the world
yeah.
because he doesn't speak.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
I love Mr. Bean.
I do as well.
Yeah. And like still do, will still watch. Like it's mad to realise that there was only like 15 episodes.
Yeah, and two.
Like you
That-
in your head, you think that was going for years and years. There
Yeah.
must be
Yeah.
200 episodes of Mr. Bean.
Anytime that I see like a sofa or anything like that, well, you never see a sofa on top of a car, but when you see someone on top of the car, you just think of the sofa. on top.
100%.
I always
Yeah.
think of that one with a paint pot, you know, where he's
With the
where
teddy
he's put
bear.
a firework in a paint
yeah.
pot. It's well good.
And like the Christmas special where like he's cutting the
The twigs.
twigs with like the Marmite. Oh, what a classic! I need to watch it tonight now.
100%. Like
Oh, good.
literally one of my favourite ever things at Mr. Bean.
Yeah,
Fucking phenomenal.
It is weird, isn't it? I think, but it's clever. It's good, clever Rowan Atkinson. Though, in any way,
Yeah.
And it's
thing-
never got old. It's not like it's dated or anything like that. Like
it's timeless, 100%. Yeah,
100%. It still holds up now.
It's like it's Faulty Towers. There was 12 episodes of Faulty Towers.
It's only 2 series.
Yeah, 2 series.
Yeah.
And that's
Fucking
still
great.
that's ingrained in sort of British language
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
even to this day, innit?
that seems to be like the kind of the perfect. Like, I mean, you have The Office, The Phoenix Nights, all
Spaced.
these, all these
Yeah.
things. They just do the two seasons.
I love Phoenix Nights.
Yeah.
Red Dwarf was good up until series 6, I think.
I never really got into Red Dwarf.
I
never
dipped
did
in and out of
either.
it.
Yeah. It drops off massively after series 6 because the two guys that wrote it split up.
Right.
And they don't have the same thing when they're separate.
Yeah.
It's shite.
Yeah.
I'm about to unite the vegans and the Muslims right here because I got another
Oh,
simple pleasure.
We've
When
just
you-
got a title for the episode.
Yeah,
Vegans versus Muslims.
Not versus.
together.
Don't put that.
No, he said be catchy.
When you find out, again, you're not going to relate to this, but when you find out that like a sweet doesn't have like beef gelatin in it,
Oh, yeah.
and it's like it's veggie friendly, it's halal friendly, like because growing up, we all like ate Haribos, right?
Yeah.
And then it got to a certain stage where the Haribos started to come in packets, and you read the back and you find out all these years it's got pork gelatin inside. It's not halal, it's not vegan friendly, it's not veggie friendly. So then we had to stop eating all that stuff. And then now with the rise, like there's more Muslims and there's more vegans, more of these things are starting to become like vegan and veggie friendly. And like honestly, when you see something that you think you can't have, and you're like, oh my god, I can have that.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm the same with that. I can't have gluten. I can't have gluten. So you get the same sort of thing. You know, you'll go and you'll pick it up and you'll be like, I can have
Exactly,
it.
And it's such a simple, like, you can't relate, but it's such a simple pleasure.
One of my best friends is vegan, so whenever we go anywhere,
It's got
he can't eat. So we have to find somewhere that he can eat. So I've been there being like, you can just have a burger without a bun, mate. Or whatever. Because he can't have certain things. Like, he can't have anything with alcohol in. And we got the Bible out that they have with all the allergens. And he's like, I can't have that. It's got Jack Daniel's glaze on it. And I was like, there's 0 fucking alcohol in it, mate.
No, that's all been cooked out.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But he's like, I can't have it. So we have to go somewhere else. I'm just like,
I try to eat whatever I can, but sometimes you just can't.
I do eat whatever I can.
Same.
One of my favourite simple pleasures is, when you're driving down the motorway and it's nice and clear, nice and chilled, you're fucking flying, and the opposite side's completely backed up.
Oh,
that's one of the best moments of my life.
That is a nice one. That
just watching them, just like that. Just driving past, middle finger up to it.
I think as well, if you're in the bath and it goes cold and you turn it on with your toe and then it warms up, that's nice.
Oh, right, I like that. I don't like a bath though, mate.
No,
No,
bath's
not
you
a guy.
get like Greenpeace try to push you back in there.
They're just not for me. They give me a headache.
I've not.
a bath gives you a headache.
Yeah, because I get too hot. I overheat.
Right.
This is what I mean about the ice age thing.
Yeah.
Sound for me, I'm always warm. Like always, I still had my fan on last night in bed.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's simple as this is going to make me sound really old. A hot water
Trust
bottle.
me, it won't.
A hot water bottle. Honestly.
Hot water bottle.
No.
I was sick off work a few weeks ago. Hot water bottle. Got home from a gig last night, freezing cold. Hot water bottle. Like, I don't care the scenario. Hot water bottle. Like, I'm having it every night at the
They
moment.
have a hot side and a cold side, don't they, as well? Hot water bottle.
Yeah.
So you have to get it on the hot side and then, I don't mind hot water
It's the
bottle.
scourge of the fat man, that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
You get ice packs though for you guys.
Yeah.
Or the
They
fan.
fucking melt dead quick.
Yeah.
They melt dead quick. I've had a lot of wet bedding.
We had slow melt ice cubes.
No, you fucking didn't. Fuck off. No, this is one of your brain things that you think people are going to fucking fall for.
I'm telling you,
Absolutely
slow
not.
melt ice cubes.
You're saying
I'll
that
show you.
because I'm from St Helens and you're thinking, I'll get him here.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, honestly, we'll bring some on next pod. Slow melt ice cubes.
No, it's not a thing. You can
It
get
is.
fucked.
It is.
One of mine is being on the bus and watching someone run for the bus and miss.
Oh.
That's just,
There's
that's joyous.
There's one guy, right, and if I ever get hold of him, honestly, he drives a tram and he waits and he must look in the mirror till you go like that and he goes, he drives off.
Yeah.
He does it every time. And I think it just picks me out. I think that's his sport. Oh, mate, I hate him.
And then just fucks off as you get close to it.
Yeah, but literally, he must wait, and you like, literally, like, and he go, and then the light goes out, and he drives off, and you're like,
I would though.
I wanted to run him
I'd
down
do.
like Terminator, down the platform.
Yeah.
I'd get your beard jammed in the door. But I have a very specific memory of going to town to buy the first Spider-Man the movie game, the Tobey Maguire one.
Yeah.
And the bus driver only picked me up and didn't stop for anyone else the whole way home.
Really?
And he let me on for free.
Yeah. What did you have to do for this service?
I don't know.
He's shown him the game.
Yeah, I was
He's
just
like,
like,
mate,
I'm getting home for this.
He's like, come on, will you get me Harry's signature?
He might.
Fuck off.
Get me a Harry's signature.
I just think he was not asked about his job anymore.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, yeah.
Well, this is one of the things you can't get away with nowadays with camera phones.
Yeah.
If you just start filming you doing that kind of stuff. Oh, so this... Right. Again, when you go to watch Bolton Wanderers play, getting the bus back into town, first of all, it's gridlocked lot traffic because there's like, 15,000 people leaving the stadium, like going back into town.
Yeah.
But the buses are all mega packed. But what some people do is who rarely go to the game, they'll think, oh, do you know what? It's a bit busy over here, this bus stop. why don't I walk to one further on?
Oh,
By the time we get to your bus stop, mate, we're driving past you because
Yeah.
we're absolutely rammed full of people. So I'm there, stood up on the bus, boiling hot day, last game of the season last year.
watching them.
Play after we've seen them play in the playoffs against Barnsley. And then I've just seen people put their hand up going, as the bus just like drives past
That's
them.
because the tram starts here, but it gets dead busy to go because United's down.
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
And that's
yeah,
the same
yeah.
thing. But you get on it and you sit down and you're pulling up and everyone's
I
crowding
bet,
on you.
yeah.
That's
And
a
there's
good feeling.
nothing better than seeing an unhappy Man United fan. There's
I
nothing
don't know about
No.
that, but we are quite used to that in the moment.
Yeah, we're all
Yeah.
dead. We're all dead unhappy at the minute. It's
I was
fine.
saying to Tommy on the way in, like, I hate on when the driver's playing Human Tetris on the bus, but someone gets on and goes, as if there's an extra bit of the bus they're going to see.
Yeah, they just try cramming you in and cramming you in. Yeah,
Have you seen that is it in Japan where they actually
Oh, yeah,
you
they
into
wedge you
them,
in,
yeah.
don't they, on the
Yeah.
bullet
Yeah.
trains?
yeah.
they have people employed? Do you know what my favourite job is? Do you know Prince, the singer? He's dead now, isn't he? But
Yeah.
he used to
We weren't
pay-
close.
He employed a guy to catch him if he fell backwards playing his guitar solos. And that was the guy's
What a job to have.
So you just had to stand behind Prince.
Yeah,
like this.
catch him if he fell backwards.
And he's not a heavy guy either, so...
he's only little, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was on the high heels.
That's true, yeah.
If he stood on you with them, it'd well
Yeah.
kill, wouldn't it? Mind you. Well,
You'd be tempted, wouldn't you? Do you know what I mean? That's just for go.
one of them trust
fuck it.
ones.
Yeah.
Wanker.
What about the guy who's just paid to roll Snoop Dogg's joints?
Oh, yeah, that's...
And he's on like 50 grand a year or
Yeah,
something.
he's
I bet he
fucking
is.
busy though, isn't he? He's not got a quiet day, him, has he? Like, every job has a quiet period of the day, don't they? He's not got a quiet time.
Yeah.
I'd get ahead of it. You know when he's asleep
I'd
and
be
that?
pre-rolling them.
Yeah,
when he's
probably.
asleep and that, I'd just be like, right, I'm off tomorrow, mate, so I've just fucking...
Yeah.
I've done you all then.
Yeah, and then you get back home. I'm glad I've got these with the boys.
You know, that was Simple Pleasures.
I'm trying to think of another one. Like, I love the dead days after Christmas. You know, between Christmas and New Year's, where you don't know what day it is.
Yeah.
And you've got no obligation to do anything other than sit there with either like the telly or the controller and a box of celebrations, just like...
How is that any different to every day for you? How is that not just Wednesday?
It's a trio.
I don't have... I don't have... I have obligations. I've got job centre appointments.
Don't want to be mandated, mate.
Yeah, it's once every 2 weeks, mate.
Fucking cons, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Do you want me to look for work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are they like?
But yeah, I love that. I love being in bed as well when you know you're going to have a good sleep and you're half awake and you're just like, this is boss.
That's a good thing, that being
Yeah.
after. I like that. And when you're warm and you have warm feet in bed and you don't want to move because you get
Yeah.
a little bit of
Because of your
drafting
hot
and-
water bottle.
Yeah.
Let's
There you
go,
go.
let's
That's
go.
literally my worst thing.
What?
Having warm feet.
Is it?
Is it?
really?
Can't sleep. That's why I have my fan on. I have my
can't
fan
you
on every
poke them
night.
out the bottom of your covers?
Yeah.
But you must
can't-
be cosy at some point where you're in your ideal
I
spot.
can't sleep with hot feet. Like,
Really?
if my feet are warm or hot,
That's literally the opposite of human biology, don't you
yeah,
know?
I genuinely can't. It makes
That's
it
right.
makes
I
me
bet,
angry.
I bet that's evolution, though, because women always really have cold feet, don't they?
Yeah.
So I reckon that's what you made together.
But that's what when babies are little and you have to tuck the blanket under the feet, that's why you do it, because you
Yeah.
sleep better with warm feet.
Yeah, I just can't sleep with warm feet at all. It winds me up, makes me angry. So that's why I have to
Ice
put.
cubes in your hot water bottle.
So I have to put me fan
How
on.
can it make you angry having warm feet?
Because you
It
can't
just
sleep.
does, it fucking irritates because I want to go. Yeah, because I want to go sleep and I can't. And your body has to drop in temperature for you to fall asleep.
It
Anyway.
does, yeah.
Does it really?
Does it?
I was watching
You need to
something-
drop 2 degrees or something like
Your
that.
brain has to
What
drop
angle?
a few degrees, but your arms and your feet need to be warm.
Right, yeah.
But I can't cool down if my feet are warm.
At the moment, especially, I'm getting into bed with ice cold feet.
Oh,
It's free. Ice
It's
cold.
cold. It's cold
It's like-
this morning.
Keep talking.
I'm putting, and I'm putting my feet in like the crevice of my knee, you know, to warm up a little bit.
I must admit, I like warm feet.
You'd probably love my bed, you know, because I've got it up against the radiator.
I do, mate. Yeah.
What a
It's nice.
chat line that is. You would love my bed.
That's me at the skip.
Yeah.
Do you know dead people? Their feet.
But I've got it up against the radiator, so in the summer, if I'm too hot, I just roll over to it.
Oh, I make the radiator hot though.
Yeah.
That's how warm I get. Dude.
That sounds like a really lame hip hop boast.
It did, didn't it? That's my first solo show name. I make Radiators hot. There we go. Come up with mine there. But yeah, I can't. I run hot.
Would you
I'm
go
always
see that
warm.
gig?
What?
You would, wouldn't you? You go see.
I make Radiators hot.
Yeah.
That's like the worst thing DJ Khaled's ever said.
Right? Are we there and there?
Have we got him?
Yeah.
Cool. So, Adam, have you got anything you want to plug, promote, or any gigs coming up you want to mention? And
I'm going to Leicester Comedy Festival in February. I know Mike's going to be there as well. You can find both of our tickets. Just go into Leicester Comedy Festival into Google, then search for Adam Anwar, search for Mike
Leicester's
Carter.
a dead hard one to sell it.
It is.
Yeah.
Leicester.
Yeah, so go check us out there. I'm on all the social medias at I am Adam Anwar, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, X, and
We'll put all your socials in the descriptions and stuff anyway.
Nice one.
But
all your links will be there.
TikTok, so watch your TikTok. So,
Nice one, man. Nice one.
Same. Leicester Comedy Festival socials.
Yeah.
We've got a thing coming up, haven't we? Ormskirk.
Oh
Yeah,
I'm doing that as well.
Yeah, started a gig with Cam Jones from.
Controversial gig, ladies and gentlemen.
Why is it controversial?
A rush of controversy.
Yeah,
you
a rush
might
of
say.
controversy around that. I mean,
I'd say come to it, but it's sold out.
very nice.
But isn't it hard to?
Yeah, it's sold out for the 27th of November. We may release another 10 tickets, depending if we can get another 10 seats in there without it being a bit cramped. Do you know what I mean? But that's going to be running weekly from the 27th of November.
Nice,
so we're going to have an opener, a headliner, and then we're going to have spots in the middle for new acts.
Yeah.
It's not a good opener though, is it?
Yeah, it is on the 27th.
I generally think there's enough students and the gigs are diverse enough that hopefully you can both like start packing out full gigs, and hopefully they'll have a bit of like synergy between each other, and like people start to become like a comedy crowd in Ormskirk. Because I was saying to you that like, but we both lived in Ormskirk. There's such little. I think there's very little to do there. And I played sport.
Have you checked out the library?
Yeah, but I played sport, so I was playing 2 games a week. I was training 2 nights a week, so 4 nights was gone straight away.
Yeah.
And I still found there was like very little to do. So like, hopefully, like you get the students out there coming to comedy, and I feel like you could get a really booming scene there because
I agree.
Like it'll suit
we want it to become like a little institution that people go to every Monday.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. Yeah, so that starts on the 27th of November.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to go to the pub quiz at Disraeli's like every Monday night.
Oh,
so
fucking
like,
Dizzy's.
you need something on a Monday night to do.
Is that still there?
Yeah, it must be.
Yeah.
I've never been home, Skirt.
It's nice.
Oh,
No
It's nice.
captain.
I'd still be living there if I could.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it.
It's a nice little area.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Cool.
Right, brilliant. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Adam.
Happy days. Thanks for coming, man. Really appreciate it.
worries.
Thanks for your time. You're going to go for a piss?
Yeah.
Go on, mate.
If you're trying to get people, I don't know if you know Chris Jones. He's like a Scottish comic based in Manchester.
I know him, yeah.
Yeah, so he's always looking to come on stuff. He's just about to launch his own 5-a-side football podcast.
Oh,
I did his last week, and he